Hi everybody, Graham and Alex with a review on 2018 paddles. Two paddles we're going to talk about today, the Carbon Guide and also the Carbon Pro for 2018. A significant difference over last year's paddles, a significant difference in quality and how the paddles clip together. Last year the paddles snap locked together with a pin loading mechanism. This year what's happened is Aqua and Marina have changed that to a snap lock fitting system which works extremely well. So you just flip this open, slide your paddle in and snap it shut. Then of course with your T handle you do the same, slide that in. There'll be some marks on the side so you know what height to set your handle to, and there's a stop piece, which means that you can't go past that point because you need a significant amount of paddle to go back down inside the second piece, so that locks in for strength. You can adjust this. What will happen is after a while this will start to work its way loose and the paddle will start to spin in the top. What I like about this mechanism is that you can adjust this down, and when you do so you can adjust the angle of that paddle to just slightly offset it so that it suits your grip nicely. So that's a significant upgrade of last year's paddle, because the pin system they had last year didn't mean that you could turn that handle. So this means that the ergonomics of the paddle is better, and you might find that just getting that micro adjustment in height is also going to be better for you, because again last year's paddle had a flip pin system which meant you were locked into certain positions. This gives you a micro adjustment of paddle up and down, which is much better. If you want to adjust how tight that grabs the paddle, all you've got to do is pull this out and then spin this guy around, say 2 turns, and then lock it in. Don't try and do it when the paddle end is inserted in here, because that'll make it much tighter. So adjust that so that it grabs just firmly, not tight. Firm is good, tight is bad. Of course, when you've done at the end of the day, pull all these pieces out and make sure that you wash the salt water out of your paddle, because the salt will gather inside the paddle and you'll see a salt build up if you leave that. This paddle is 825 grams. I love the new shaft. It's a mix of carbon and fiberglass, 70-30 mix, and is a great improvement over last year's paddles. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get a fantastic paddle. Aqua and Marina have really upped the ante with their paddles from 2017 to 2018. So the Carbon Glide, 70-30 mix of carbon and fiberglass, a great paddle. The snap lock system, the T-bar ergo handle, all great improvements from last year to this year. The paddle itself comes packaged like this, so that you can see all of the dimensions and what have you, how long the paddle is. But 820 grams is the weight for the Carbon Glide. The next paddle we're going to talk about is the Carbon Pro. The Carbon Pro I've been using in reviews just recently. If you look for the review on the Rapid, I'm using the Carbon Pro. So this very paddle I've been using. The big difference between this one and the Carbon Glide is the blade end. The blade end in this particular paddle is 100% carbon. The advantage of that is it gives you a lighter paddle across the board overall. It also gives you a stiffer paddle and a stiffer blade. So the Carbon Pro this year is a significant upgrade over the Carbon Pro from 2017. To give you an idea, I'll grab the blade from last year's paddle, Carbon Pro. That's the blade comparing this year to last year. You'll see if you overlay them, the paddle is much smaller in size. That's going to make it easier to pull the paddle through the water. So if you want to increase your cadence, which is how many strokes you paddle per minute, you'll find that this paddle is more forgiving. The blade is also stiffer and a better quality blade, so it has less cavitation as you pull it through the water. So when you grab the paddle and you plant the paddle all the way through the water and then draw it through, it's going to draw through the water more cleanly. It's going to be a much nicer paddle. It's got really nice flex in it too. The advantage of flex in the shaft is that the paddle will be more forgiving on your body as you pull through the water, so less chance you're going to strain your forearms, your shoulders or your back. The Carbon Pro this year is a significant upgrade over the 2017 paddle and is undoubtedly my favourite paddle between the two. The reason is that of the 100% carbon blade is a stiffer blade than what you'll get on the Carbon Glide. That's not to say that's not a good paddle, it is. It's just that you get what you pay for, and if you pay that little bit more into the Carbon Pro, you're getting a paddle which is akin to any high-end paddle in the market. The other great thing about this is that from last year's paddle is the pin system. Of course, the pin system has been replaced by the snap lock pit system, which is terrific. So this is, of course, going to give you that micro adjustment you didn't get with last year's paddle. Just looking at this paddle, Alex has always forgets to clean and wash the paddles after use. This is salt buildup on the outside of the paddle, so this happens right through the shaft of the paddle and eventually helps to wear your paddle out. So make sure that you clean your paddle, pull it back to its 3 pieces, and make sure you wash it off before you put your paddle away, and your paddle will last a very long time indeed. So 2 great paddles for 2018, the Carbon Glide, and then of course the Carbon Pro. The Carbon Pro wins this year in terms of usability, the new snap lock system, lightweight at 725 grams. It's the lightest paddle that Aqua Marina make. It's a paddle that I've been using in just my recent reviews on the Beast, the Echo, and also on the Rapid. So look out for the new Rapid reviews videos. Love this paddle. Well worth the extra bit of money over in the Carbon Glide. That said, if you're new to paddling, there's nothing wrong with the Carbon Glide. You get the flex in the shaft that you didn't get in last year. You get the micro adjustability, and you get the snap lock system. Go to Aqua Marina website for more details, or indeed go to watercoolsup.com.au for more details and pricing on the Carbon Pro and the Carbon Glide 2018. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again soon. Bye bye.